who is willing to step up to the plate, because real is real.
Right.
Whether you are a 9 to 5, or whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a rapper, whoever.
Can you expand on step up to the plate for what?
Step up to the plate meaning, although I feel like what I do is not different than like what you do, because let's be quite frank here. You said you have 7 kids, multiple baby mamas. I have 1 kid, 1 baby daddy. People look at me as damaged goods.
What's up, Authentic fam? It's your boy Ayindei. Welcome back to Authentic Alphas. Today we're gonna compare this recent interview with your boy Cam and the girl Brittany Renner to the not so recent interview with Fresh and Fit and Brittany Renner. And we're gonna go ahead and discuss why I think this interview was far, far, far better, and also recap as to why the one with Fresh and Fit was so damn underwhelming. Now, of course, we don't expect much from Mr. CEO himself. We already know he gonna play the background. He gonna do his Robin thing, but yeah, Frank Castle ain't do much either. So it was pretty whack. So of course, I'm gonna cover it because I got a lot of comments asking me did I see the full video on DJ Academic's channel. Like, bro, I saw the whole interview. The whole thing was underwhelming. What are you talking about? So a lot of people were assuming that I judged it based on a clip. I didn't judge it based on a clip. I watched the entire interview, and the entire interview sucked. And it was extremely disappointing because I thought it was gonna be a really, really awesome interview, to be honest with you. I was actually rooting for Myron. You know, to even be able to get that opportunity, I was like, damn, you know, in the red pill space in the manosphere, to even have these opportunities, the last thing you want to do is drop the ball, because she's one of the primary people that we're talking about as far as a poster girl for this culture of women that we have. And it was like, damn, dog, you got an opportunity to discuss some serious topics. And like I said, man, it was really disappointing. So anyway, let's get into it.
One finger.
One pinky? One thumb?
Oh, one
thumb.
Hey! Before I just say that, again, you're forgettable. That's why I didn't want to do you guys' podcast. Forgettable. Hate the setup. The name is underwhelming. I didn't really see the value in it.
Do y'all not see the difference? You not see the difference in character? You don't see the difference in energy? You don't see the difference in masculinity? You don't see the direction who's controlling and leading this conversation? You don't see the difference in Brittany's body language? You see what I'm trying to say, man? And the crazy thing is, nothing that Cam is saying is opposed to what Myron wanted to say. Cam is not pandering to this chick. All right? He's not giving her a pass. He's just saying what he's saying, getting his point across, communicating with her, trying to get to some type of level of understanding, right? But he's able to do all of this respectfully and without simping. Pay attention. Teachable moment. I want you guys to observe how a real dude handles and carries himself with a female, especially a female like Brittany that's supposedly supposed to have such a bad reputation. Now, I'm not giving Brittany any passes. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. There's a lot of things that I would love to say to her too, and the things that she's not gonna like. The thing is, are you able to say it and get her to absorb it without getting the wrong reaction, or not making any progress, so to speak, not being able to come to any type of understanding? That's the trick. That's the trick of it, right? That's where the skill level comes in. Because at this point, there's a lot of women that are idolizing her and the type of things that she's been able to get attention for. So guys in general, especially young guys, we're gonna have to get better at interacting with these type of mindsets, with these type of mentalities, and trying to somehow get a equal understanding of what's reality, because we can't be so far, you know what I mean, so far apart in as far as what we agree on. There has to be some type of common ground. And at the end of the day, these women are human. They can't be all wrong and they can't be all bad, right? Just like as guys, there's a lot of things that we aren't doing right either, right? Neither side is perfect. Neither side is necessarily to blame, but both sides got to take some type of accountability, and we have to agree on some type of course of action.
It's different for you as a man, though.
Of course.
Yeah, you're not seen as damaged goods.
Of course.
Someone with 4 kids or even 1 kid is like, God, I'm taking on a lot. It's not that, though. But you kind of get a little bit of a pass, too, because you're Cam Newton. Like, a lot of people will just flock just off of
The clout.
like the opportunity. Like, fuck yeah, I'll be one of 12. You don't give a fuck, bitch. You know, so I think your reality is a lot different than theirs.
And I know that.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty, though, because
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to be that honest. Because
Wow.
I mean, my thing is I always wanted to know, because I'm like, how the fuck, you know, again, like being a baby mom, I'm like, how the fuck do you have all these kids? And it's like, you don't want to put a
See, the thing that's similar about both of these interviews is that Brittany came to both open-minded. She came to both very curious, right? She wanted answers. And I think that would have been a great opportunity for Fresh and Fit to give some answers, right? So what we learned from that is that they're almost useless to females as far as helping women get a better understanding, because the issue that Brittany is having is not unique at all. She's still stuck in this thinking that men and women are the same, and we play by the same rules, and we're supposed to get the same type of judgment and the same type of responses for the same choices, okay? So how do we get them to understand the difference in men and women and how our decisions are going to affect us differently? But you're going to see throughout the interview that she keeps on comparing herself to Cam, and he's finding ways to kind of clue her in as to, yeah, but I'm a guy, you're a chick. And another thing that I want you guys to look out for and observe that he was doing, I don't know how conscious he was of it. It's something that I find myself doing in conversations with women that I'm not necessarily intending to do, but I realized after the fact that that's how it came off to them. But what he's doing is, instead of describing how a dude should carry himself or describing the type of guy that she should be looking for, or she should have been dealing with all this time, he's showing it to her just by being open about himself, his own mistakes, his own mindset, and what he thinks and believes. He's showing her what a real stand-up dude would be doing, thinking, saying, and how he would be acting. And she's seeing that and saying, damn, okay, so this is how a man should be conducting himself in these situations. This is the mindset that a man should have, that I would be able to get behind or under, that I would be able to submit to. So when you get better at talking to women and you get better at showcasing those attributes, you'll start to notice that the female in her mind, like you can almost see through her head, and what's going on in her head is, oh, okay, that I could get behind, that I could follow, that I wouldn't even fight, that I wouldn't even try to challenge or compete against. So what happens is, if a guy has got his shit together in that sense, women kind of are going to naturally want to get under that. They're going to want to get under that. I'm not saying that they will instantly. I'm saying there's going to be an internal tug of war because they've been taught something different. They've been conditioned to believe something else, but then their instincts are telling them, I want to just relax and just let this guy lead. I just want to do what this guy tells me to do. Like, I trust that this guy is making a decision that's best for both of us. Whereas with most guys, they don't have that trust. They don't have that faith. In fact, the entire time they're thinking, I can't trust this dude. He's up to something. This guy's going to try to take advantage of me. This guy's going to try to play me somehow. This guy's trying to take advantage of me. He's doing what's best for him. And I'm about to take an L. So that guard is up. That defense is up. So I want you to observe Brittany throughout the rest of this interview and see how he was able to melt away that force field, that exterior that she has, and he had her very, very, very open and very trusting of him. I can almost see her in her head wishing that she wasn't the Brittany Renner that everybody believes her to be, that she didn't have that reputation and wasn't rejected by.
It's really that simple.
But I ask you this too. Are your parents still together?
Our parents were never together.
So you're coming from that background.
Right.
How are you going to brace yourself or prepare yourself to go into something that you don't even have a great figure to mimic?
I mean, I don't feel like you need a figure to mimic to be able to emulate it. So I think for me, I've always really wanted, one man, family household. That's maybe I've never seen it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and doesn't mean I can't have it. I don't need to see it modeled to want to do it.
But I'm gonna call cap on that.
I told you, he's interviewing this chick to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? He's playing so many different roles at the same time, right? And as you can see, you're gonna lose count on one hand how many times that he had to, animately disagree with her. But not only animately disagree with her, but also set her straight. I want to say that I do believe that Brittany left this interview smarter than she came. I think that she left with a better understanding. I really do believe that. As where I feel like the interview that she had with Fresh and Fit was like, it's a waste of everybody's time other than the views and the money that was made. I don't think anybody learned anything from that interview. Not anybody that was present, not anybody that watched it. That's just my honest opinion. I was really trying to find something there that somebody could have said, oh, you know what, I learned something. I didn't see anything.
I want to do it.
But I'm gonna call cap on that. I'm gonna call it a big lie because this is what I do know. When things get tough,
okay,
when trials and tribulations does come,
life,
you need somebody who's walking the walk rather than just talking the talk. That you say, girl, you know what? Man, I just caught this dude texting another girl. I'm ready to leave, girl. Like, tell me something that's gonna get me from jumping off this edge because Lamar ass, I'm sick of his ass, I'm sick of his shit.
Yeah.
But if you don't have nobody to be like, girl, I had to do the same thing with Chase. Me and us, we've been married for X amount of years and it's tough, but it's worth it because beauty is in the struggle.
So not only are the questions good, not only are the answers good, but he's also doing a good job of humanizing himself, making it clear to her that there's plenty of things that he's regret in his career. So right there, they can relate to each other because Brittany also does admit that she's made a lot of mistakes in her career. There's a lot of things she wishes she could take back, but she can't. Well, guess what? That's something that's indicative of all humans. All human beings have things that we wish we didn't do, things we wish we didn't say, things that we could take back, right? So the fact that he's able to meet her, you know what I mean, on that ground zero, I think that does a lot. That does a lot in terms of opening up the floor for some type of progress to be made. I wouldn't even be surprised that after this interview, I think it would actually improve Brittany's reputation. It's possible. I think it's possible.
Let me ask you this. Honestly, keep it funky.
What?
Have you ever cheated?
When I was 16 years old.
But the guy that you were dealing with or in your adult life that you were dating, whether public or not, have you ever cheated?
When I was 16 years old, I'll tell story time. My first boyfriend, I kissed another guy.
We all want to say that's cap so bad. Oh my God. I know Cam don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, but hey, what can I say? I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Brittany Renner has never cheated on a boyfriend after the age of 16. Stranger things have happened.
Me? Because, like I told you when we was off camera, it's like I got 7 children that I'm proud of. And guess what? I want some more.
Yeah.
I love my children. I think for me, there's times when I've been public about it where I miss so much of my children. That gives me my want to.
See, I also like how he's throwing a lot of things in there that I think would be helpful to men in general. I like the way that he made the interview about more than just Brittany. He put a lot of himself in there, and I think he put a lot of, things that we all deal with, or that a lot of us are dealing with, or that a lot of, adults are dealing with today as far as the culture is concerned. The children out of wedlock is a big thing, having the baby mamas and baby daddies. So I think they did a really good job of making this something that everybody could kind of relate to, everybody could kind of, maybe take something from or learn something from.
It makes me more prideful to say that, not the money that I make from it, it's able to say, man, when Jaden gets or when Shakira gets a certain age, they're gonna start working here and start understanding that they don't have to work for nobody.
Right.
And this can be yours if I deem you're prepared to take it on wholeheartedly.
I mean, there's a lot in there, you know what I mean, that has to do with, being unsure of marriage, relationships, being able to trust, people in relationships nowadays. He put a lot in there about fatherhood. I think he put a lot in there that helps us to see our pro athletes as more than just, these brutes that run up and down the field. I think they've done a lot to show Instagram models and influencers are still people at the end of the day. So I think there was really a lot in this interview, to be honest with you, man. I think there was really a lot of good stuff in here. So definitely check out the entire interview. You know, I didn't put too much of it in the damn thing. That wouldn't be right, but it's worth the watch for sure.
It's just, I feel like it's more so like, who is willing to step up to the plate? Because real is real.
Right.
Whether you are a 9 to 5, or whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a rapper, whoever.
Can you expand on step up to the plate for what?
Step up to the plate meaning, although I feel like what I do is not different than like what you do, because let's be quite frank here. You said you have 7 kids, multiple baby mamas. I have 1 kid, 1 baby daddy. People look at me as damaged goods.
Well, there goes that female logic. Trying to compare, you know, boys and girls. It's completely different, man. You know, just like a guy having multiple women is not the same as a chick having multiple dudes. A guy having kids by different women is not the same as a woman having kids by different dudes. A guy being a single dad is not the same as a woman being a single mom. It's not the same, Brittany. Come on.
I mean, who always gotta step up? You gotta be a fucking unicorn, it feels like at this point, to take on the challenge of like, I don't give a fuck who calls me a simp. I love Brittany Renner for her. And I don't know what that guy looks like, and I honestly cannot stress. Like, I can't worry about if he's over 6 foot or if he fucking plays a sport or not. I don't fucking know. Because at this point, me being me and seeing the options that are laid out, I'm like, it's slim. It's slow. It's slow. It's a dry season, I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, Brittany is a beautiful disaster. she is man, I actually meant to say that she looks a lot better in this interview also. She came immaculate to this one. I also like the way that they both dressed, like they took the interview serious and they took the opportunity, you know, as something valuable. I like that, you know, as opposed to the other one. It's like everybody looked like they just kind of like just put on anything. But yeah, man, it's a wrap for Brittany, and it's a wrap for a lot of these chicks. A lot of these chicks, if they're too popular, man, too many people know that you were a thought. Because there's a lot of guys out there, believe it or not, that they could live with it. They could accept it if the chick wasn't popular. There's a lot of guys that could notice she's, you know, a retired 304, if that's even a possibility. There's a lot of guys that could get over that, you know. A lot of guys would just be like, yeah, well, I got her now or whatever. The problem is that guys don't like other people knowing. And the thing about Brittany is she's way too publicized. She's way too publicized. So what's going to happen is nobody's really going to be able to do it but a simp. Now, here's the thing. There are a lot of good-looking, successful simps out there, man. There's a lot of guys that got some really major simp tendencies that don't need to. They have all the qualities and the skills required to not be a simp. But, you know, maybe they were raised that way, or I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But that's what she's gonna have to look for. And I mean, she's finally admitting to herself that your options are nowhere near what they were before. Like, she's understanding now that you've technically hit a different type of wall. She didn't hit the wall as far as age is concerned and looks. Brittany hit a different type of wall. You know what I mean? But she's definitely maxed out her options. And Lord knows that she's had far more than the average Instagram model would have had. You know what I mean? She had a hell of a lot more opportunities. And I think she also was fortunate enough that a lot of these guys took her more serious than the typical Instagram model, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it is that she was doing wrong, where she fell short, but I think just a couple of different chess moves, and in 2022, Brittany Renner could have been just like some high-profile dude's trophy wife. I think if like 5 years ago there were some different chess moves that she made, she could have definitely been somebody of very high status's, trophy wife.
Who is the couple of the culture that you would be like, if I got a dude, or when that day I get a dude, I want to have these type of qualities?
I feel like, if we're just being frank, to have a baby daddy like Future, and then a man come in and accept you and love you and treat you as you should have been treated when you were with him, step up to the plate and literally treat you like an actual goddess, that to me is ideal. That to me is more so of a realistic comparison, because it's like, okay, maybe my baby doesn't have Future, but I still have a baby daddy by an NBA player. You know, a certain type of guy is gonna wanna have to step up and be secure in even fulfilling that role. Let alone, like I said, you know, being a stepdad to someone else's kid. So I feel like their relationship to me is more so goals, because
right now, their boy Russell is like the poster boy for high status simp. He is like the Superman of simp, super simp. He really is, because he's a tall, strong, good looking, successful, rich, talented dude, but yet He chooses to be a simp. So right now, you got all these women thinking that it could happen because Sierra got Russell. It's like, yeah, but that's some 1 in a million shit, bro. That is some 1 in a million shit. And we haven't even seen how that pans out, how that plays out yet. Hasn't really been that long. So best of wishes to him. Let's hope that it works out. It looks like Sierra might actually understand the situation and say, I'm not gonna mess this up. A lot of people are predicting that Sierra's gonna, mess it all up and lose interest, leave him, cheat on him, all those other kind of things. I don't believe it. I actually think that Sierra is fucking getting the memo. I think she understands you are lucky. You are lucky. You got lucky, and I don't think Sierra's gonna mess it up. I think Russell losing interest is more likely than Sierra, but again, we'll see.
Because it's like this guy Future, who's out here running rampant with girls who are 20 years old.
Do you know him?
I don't know Future.
Okay, so you can't.
But we know who he is.
Let you go at my dog now.
Okay. He's a man,
You're right.
and didn't obviously see her value, and not even that, didn't see the value within himself, which is why he couldn't see the value in her. So I think like
why you? I feel like you're coming at a lane where why didn't Sierra see the value in Future? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I think that's a fair point. I mean, we don't know where either one of them were.
So we're gonna stop it right there, man. I tell you, this interview is like a rebound. You know what I mean? I feel like Myron threw up a brick. Not even threw up a brick. I feel like Myron missed a layup, and then Cam came behind him and then just dunked it. You know what I mean? I feel like he just rebounded it and dunked it. There's really not much to want for in this video. I think he pretty much covered everything. I mean, obviously there are some other things that would have been nice to have been said coming from, a red pill, perspective or mindset. But you have to understand that Cam ain't got nothing to do with the red pill, and he ain't got nothing to do with the manosphere. So I think for an athlete, he did an amazing job at interviewing her. So that's just real. I think he kept it straight G the entire time. I love the way that he disagreed with her. I think that it couldn't have been done better. Even when she started trying to speculate or criticize about Future, he was like, hold up, time out. Have you met him? Do you know him? And I mean, listen, that's just so G right there. The way that he was like, nah, I'm not about to let you do that. I'm not about to let you say that. You know what I mean? We got to be responsible here. So yeah, man, it was all G. I think it was a good example of how you handle women in general, but especially women like that, because she is very headstrong. She is very outspoken. And also, she gets around, like Tupac say. So I think that she was a great candidate to demonstrate, you know what I mean, that level of control in the situation and dominating it. You know what I'm saying? In such a brilliant way. So hats off to Cam. Well done. And I'm out of here, bro. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Extending his own NFL record.
Euro. Well, and he's